post Zack Novak, do you think he kind of set the bar in terms of mental toughness and kind of passed some of that on, kind of passes the torch to some of these guys?
He certainly, his presence will be felt for a long time. 4 years from now, probably people won't know of him like they do now, but I think Mitch helps bring that in as well. But there's some guys he lived with Josh, and then Matt Vogridge and Tim Hardaway, all guys that really were close to Zach along the way. Jordan Morgan, all our veterans really close. How can you not be glad? Zach was really instrumental with everybody in everybody's life. So yeah, we feel it, but we have to get away from that at some point. Now there's new people that have to step up and do that, and just like Stu, new people have to step up and give everything else up for the team. And that's the culture. That's what we've been trying to create for years. Hopefully it'll continue.
Nick? John, is it too early for a 5 at this point? You're going with a rough guess, at least?
Yeah, you know what? It is early. I think when we go into it, what I usually do, Nick, is the first 2 weeks, I try to just pair them up and not show any preference. Really put 2 or 3 freshmen on one team, 2 or 3 freshmen on the other team. Anybody playing new positions or that we're trying at, and for 2 weeks, we just watch everybody and see how natural they are, and if there's adjustments being made, or as freshmen, who we don't know. That's one thing that we did not do during this time, is get much into that. We got much more in skill development and just defensive development as opposed to team development as far as 5 at a time. So the next 2 weeks, I probably won't tell you anymore, but I will know more.
John?
Coach, can you talk about Trey Burke in terms of the development of his body and the natural leadership he'll be showing from that position?
Well, I mentioned this morning on a couple of radio shows, and he weighs 190, and it's a good 190. He's worked very hard in the weight room. All our guys have. And once again, John Sanderson has done a remarkable job. There's 2 things that a strength coach has to be able to do. He's got to know what he's doing. He's got to know his craft. He's got to really be good at it. But he's got to connect with young men. And he's done both so well that they like to go to the weight room. And believe me, it is not a waltz in there. They are working their tails off. So Trey has worked his body stronger. If you watch the game the way it's being evolved right now, that he's involved in so many ball screens, and he's got the ball so much. The point guard has to be in a similar type of shape to, I guess, a middle linebacker, to I don't know if a quarterback has to be in that, a running back who's running it 40 times a game. That's the type of shape and strength a point guard needs today.
Chantel?
Coach, what were your hopes for Tim's offseason this summer?
He had a whole bunch of things that he was working on that we went in our postseason meetings. We talked about that he worked on in the summer. First of all, just doing more than just being a shooter. Working at other parts of scoring, rebounding, things like that. Keeping composure all through thick and thin, no matter what it is. He's very emotional. He's very driven, and it's a good thing. But channeling that in the right direction is all things that I think he's really worked on so far. I think he's had a tremendous summer and even a better fall right now from what I see. I just like his attitude. I like his. He's out there. He's taking a little bit of Novak as far as just how you can hear his presence. A different type of presence, but you can hear it, and you don't. That was pretty much left up to Zach in years before.
Rod?
John, how much better do you expect the rebounding to be? That's been one of your kind of Achilles heels over the past couple of years. But getting in some size with Mitch, with Trey, and John healthy this year, that rebounding should be one of your strengths this year.
Yeah, it's interesting, Rod, because I do see it in practice right now, and maybe it's because we're missing too many shots. I see how important rebounding is, but it is a different way of scoring. Whether there were teams that we didn't have a great inside game, so we didn't throw it inside over 20 years, 30 some years. So we didn't throw it in a lot, but we were good outside shooting. This is a good rebounding team. So if we can continue, if we show that all through the season, it's okay to score off an offensive rebound. We haven't got a lot of that, and if we can get 10 points off offensive rebounding, either through kickbacks or finishes, That's a good thing, and because that's not been the norm, in rebuilding programs, it's not like you come in and you get this tremendous rebounding team every year. So we finally got to that point. I have to make sure that's part of our offense, is offensive rebounding, because we do have a talent there, Mitch in particular. Mitch and Jordan in particular.